So this was something different for me in terms of type of video that I made, because I feel like sometimes when you watch a certain type of photography video, the photos just go over way too fast, and because someone's yapping over it, you just don't have the time to process the photo when you're watching it this quickly on the screen. There are a couple of compositions that you maybe saw over and over, but I feel like these are also important to show because different moments throughout the day can give you different results because of the lighting, because of other people and situations happening at that specific moment, because you visited the place a couple of times and all of a sudden you're getting new ideas, new inspiration. So yeah, maybe because you shot with a different focal length the other time. So yeah, that's why I really wanted to show all these different kind of photos, even though some of them were pretty similar. So my wife and I went to this beautiful city called Thun in Switzerland. And the reason for that is pretty obvious, right? The beautiful lake and the vast mountain ranges. Like, I wanted to go to this kind of place for such a long time, especially with my wife, because usually we go on holidays where you have beaches and all of that. But I'm really into this kind of stuff, nature and all of that. And we figured that we could take like a couple of days out without our little baby girl out in the mountains. So the main reason why we chose for Thun in Switzerland was because this was the closest to where we live in Belgium, with a place that had a beautiful lake and vast mountain ranges. So it was around a 7-hour drive. Color of the water of this lake was just absolutely beautiful. The blue, it was just so saturated and colorful. The water was so clear. I really, really loved that. We did swim in it and the water was pretty cold. We were pretty lucky overall. We had a bit of rainy moments, but those went by pretty fast, and overall we had a very good time and we were very lucky with the weather. So the gear that I had with me was a Fuji gfx50r, a medium format camera, the Carl Zeiss Jena 35mm f2.4, the Carl Zeiss Penklar 50mm f1.8, two vintage lenses, and then I also had the Fuji GFX 50mm f3.5, the pancake lens for Fuji medium format cameras. And I use the Carl Zeiss lenses the most because I really enjoy getting a certain type of character out of my images, but I'm not really sure if these vintage lenses were the best option for landscape photography. I mean, when you just stop them down, you don't get a lot of character and all of that. They're very sharp, these Zeiss lenses, but sometimes you get this little vignetting in the corners, especially when you shoot wide open, but that's because these lenses don't cover the entire medium format sensor, but they come pretty close. I mean, they're a great match for Fuji GFX cameras. And also this was the only lens that I could fit that was wider than 50mm on my GFX camera. So the 35mm is, I think, around 24 or 28mm in medium format. So yeah. Anyways, overall, I'm pretty happy with all of the photos that I got. But this trip got me thinking, do I really need medium format? Don't get me wrong, all of these images look great in my opinion. The color fidelity, I could get so much color out of these and there was so much flexibility. But there was a moment, so the other type of camera that I brought with me was the Lumix S9 with the Typox Samira 21mm f1.4. So this is a lens that I wanted to test on that trip. I mainly use it for the filmmaking and all of the clips that you saw in this video, but there were a couple of moments where I shot a photo with the Lumix and then with the GFX50R. And I was comparing both and I was like, honestly, when you just put these side by side, I don't see that much difference. I mean, I could crank the colors a bit more on the GFX, but I mean, it was quite negligible. I'm not really sure. I probably would have gotten nice images with my Fuji X-E5 as well and with the Lumix S9. And that's why I want to make a video in the future, mainly for myself, where I compare the GFX50R, the Lumix S9, and the Fuji X-E5. So medium format versus full frame versus APS-C. And the reason for that is because I want to decide on whether or not I let go of the legendary GFX50R. I'm not really sure if it's a camera for me, but time will tell. I think I would rather invest my money in gear that I would use more on a daily basis, like more lenses for full frame or APS-C and all of that. So Yeah, and also I think because the XE5, I maybe would have taken more photos because it's just smaller, more convenient to take everywhere. And you just don't have this big camera lugging around your neck. I mean, it didn't feel too heavy or anything like that. Like it was perfect to walk around with all day, but it's just big. It's like almost double the size than my XE5. So it's a beefy boy. So for other Fuji gfx50r owners, what do? Do you always bring this camera on travels with you? Or do you bring your smaller camera and then a GFX for like more professional moments, if you know what I mean? Like if you know you're certain you don't have to do lots of run and gun and you're not really doing it for the enjoyment. I mean, obviously you're shooting for the enjoyment, but you know what I mean. But honestly, next time I think I would have brought my Fuji X-E5 and the Lumix S9, and now I finally got the DJI Osmo Pocket 4P. So I actually wanted to bring that camera instead of the Lumix S9, but the DJI Pocket 4P arrived when we were in Thun. So that really sucked. But anyway, I was able to test the Typok a little bit. I think the character you could get out of this lens is absolutely beautiful. I really like the images that I was able to shoot with it. But on the other hand, I really wish that I had a longer focal length with me as well to shoot the videos with. So now I got the Typok 35mm as well, but I think the 21mm with a 50 or a 75mm would have made a great combo. But I think the 21mm together with a 50 or a 75mm would have made a great combo. But anyways, it is what it is. We got some beautiful images, beautiful videos, beautiful photos. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Khan out.